The Reform Party, I'm rather sorry for them. Any party, any individual that follows Nigel Farage will be disappointed.
Here's the rather controversial figure of Baroness Nicholson, a Tory peer who jumped to the Lib Dems and back again, and also part of the LGBT Alliance, a group opposed to the LGBTQ charity Stonewall. But anyway, I found her damning insight into Nigel Farage interesting, and I thought you might too.
Because Nigel is a one-man band. And that means that those he attracts to himself, because he's not that self-confident, he then pushes them away very quickly. So it won't work. He's not a gatherer. He's an individual of interest, but it won't work.
Well, lots of people might disagree with that because they have now surpassed the Conservative membership. So they have hundreds of thousands of members now, and he's a very clever campaigner. So who's to say that they could break the two-party system and be in the next government?
But you can join with no fear of any worry now, any old party you like, because there's not going to be another election. It's easy to join and say, up yours, I've had enough of the Conservative Party, you misled me, X, Y and Z. But it won't actually last. And that's Nigel's inborn weakness. He's not somebody who has the sort of glue that sticks for good. He's the sort of person who has that white glue that comes off when you've used it once. So he's not, in other words, a proper leader. He's interesting, he's fun, I like him, I've done bits of television with him, and he's good fun. But that's not the point. To have somebody steady and stable and big enough and wise enough and serious enough to negotiate globally, that's not Nigel Farage. Remember, I was in the European Parliament with him, and I'm sorry to say there's a really rather unpleasant side to him, really deeply unpleasant. Some of the filthy statements he made in Brussels. That's not a real leader. You've got to have a decent way of looking at life, of respecting others, even if they don't agree with you. For our part, I mean, they might be right in the end, but even if they're not right, their dignity matters, who they are matters, their futures matter. Otherwise, why am I in politics at all? No, Nigel can't stick. It's a nice frivol to join him now, but it means absolutely nothing in 5 years' time, or sooner, 5 weeks' time. People get very disappointed with it, I'm sorry to say. You know, that's why new little parties keep being founded.
Yeah.
And it's terribly easy to make statements about I would do this, I would do that, and I would do the other, if you have no responsibility, no power, and no capacity to alter anything. That's the weakest possible position for a politician.
Click here for Andrea Jenkins getting ready to lick Trump's arse.